Have you ever heard someone call your name when you were absolutely sure no one else was there? A voice that sounded familiar, comforting even. Yet the moment you turned toward it, you felt a cold sting at the back of your neck, as if something was smiling at you from the trees. Tonight's story isn't about ghosts or killers hiding in the shadows. It's about something far older, something that listens, something that learns, something that waits in forests where the wind never seems to stop whispering. And sometimes the whisper sounds exactly like you. Welcome back. Tonight we're stepping into a place hikers refuse to talk about, a stretch of wilderness known for one terrifying thing: the forest that mimics people's voices. Not echoes, not hallucinations, actual voices. Voices of loved ones, voices of missing hikers, voices designed to lure people deeper into the trees, and sometimes voices of those who never made it out. In this story, you'll follow three hikers as they enter Hollow Ridge, a place locals avoid, a place with a history of strange disappearances, and a place where something waits patiently for the next voice to steal. So sit back, turn the lights down, because what you're about to hear has a way of following you long after the story ends. It begins with Maya, Jordan, and Lucas, three experienced hikers who believed they'd heard every wilderness horror story imaginable. They ignored the warnings from the nearby town. Stay on the marked trail. Don't answer if you hear someone calling. If something sounds familiar, don't follow it. They laughed it off as superstition, but a few hours into the hike, that confidence began to crack. The forest felt wrong. Not dangerous, just aware, as if every tree leaned in slightly whenever they stopped talking. The first voice came at dusk. Maya had fallen behind, adjusting her boot. Jordan and Lucas were ahead, chatting. Then she heard it. Lucas's voice, right behind her. "Hey, wait up!" She turned immediately. No one was there. She stood frozen, heart pounding. It hadn't been distant. It had sounded like Lucas was breathing down her neck. Then the real Lucas shouted from up the trail, "Maya, you coming or what?" She said nothing. Not yet, because the strange part came later. When night fell, the silence hit them first. No birds, no insects, just the crackle of the campfire and their own breathing. Then, abruptly, even the wind stopped. Jordan heard it first. A voice, drifting from the tree line. "Maya," soft, almost pleading. Maya whipped around. Her name floated out again, this time from a different direction. Then Lucas heard his own name. Jordan heard his. One by one, the forest called to them. Each voice familiar, each voice slightly wrong. Sometimes the voices whispered. Sometimes they repeated the same name over and over, as though something was practicing, learning how to speak. Just when they thought it had stopped, a burst of wind snuffed out the fire. Total darkness swallowed the campsite, and in that darkness, the forest spoke again. But this time, it didn't use their names. A voice Maya hadn't heard since childhood echoed from the trees. Her older brother's voice, the brother who disappeared years ago. "Maya, help me." Her flashlight shook in her hand. She stepped toward the sound before Jordan grabbed her arm. "We're not splitting up," he whispered. He was right, but the forest wasn't done with them. The next morning, they didn't talk about what happened. They packed up fast. No jokes, no bravado, just fear. But the forest followed. Soft footsteps trailed behind them, always stopping when they turned to look. Lucas snapped, "Who's there?" Silence. Then Jordan heard a new voice, his mother's voice. "Sweetheart, come here." Jordan stopped cold. His mother had been dead for years. The voice drifted closer, repeating itself, but this time with a strange undertone, a wet, rattling echo, like two voices speaking at once. Lucas pulled him forward. Maya scanned the trees, half expecting someone or something to emerge. They reached a fork in the trail, left and right, both identical. But the voices came from both directions now, calling all three names, mimicking, begging, coaxing. Lucas whispered, "It's copying us." They chose a direction and ran. After what felt like hours, they stumbled into a clearing that wasn't on their map. Sunlight didn't reach it. Branches twisted overhead like a cage. And in the center stood a small, hand-built hut. Scratches covered the walls, some deep and jagged, others shaped like letters. On the door, scrawled into the wood, were the words, "Don't listen to the mountain. The mountain is not your friend." Inside, they found a torn backpack, a cracked phone screen, a rotting journal. The last entry read, "It spoke in my voice today. It sounded perfect. I followed it. God help me. I followed myself." Before they could react, a voice echoed from the trees outside the hut. "Guys, wait up. I'm right here." It was Lucas's voice, but Lucas was standing next to them. All three stared out the doorway, slowly backing away. The voice repeated, "Lucas, come here." This time with perfect clarity. Then another voice joined it. Jordan's, then Maya's, all coming from the tree line. Dozens of voices, all mimicking blinking, all calling. Maya's flashlight flickered. For a split second, she saw tall, thin shapes among the trees, not moving, just leaning toward them, listening. They ran. Branches tore at their arms. The ground tried to trip them. Behind them, the forest screamed in their voices. Lucas! Jordan! Maya! Come back! Come back! Come back! It didn't sound human anymore. It sounded angry. They didn't stop until the forest suddenly ended, spilling them out onto a dirt road. The moment they crossed the tree line, the voices stopped. Silence. Instant and absolute. They made it back to town. They didn't sleep. They barely spoke. But the next morning, Lucas checked his phone. He had a voicemail. The timestamp, 3:12 a.m. The exact time he'd been asleep. He pressed play. Static. Breathing. Then his own voice whispered, "Where are you going?" Maya and Jordan received messages too. Each voicemail used their voices, but slightly distorted, as if something was trying to remember how to imitate them. They changed numbers, moved cities, blocked every unknown caller. The messages kept coming. And according to Maya, the last voicemail didn't sound like her anymore. It sounded like something trying to become her. Some places don't want your body. They want your voice, because your voice is the first step to becoming you. So, what do you think haunts Hollow Ridge? If you want more stories that stay with you long after the video ends, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, would you follow a voice calling your name? Thanks for listening. Stay out of the woods, and if the woods call your name, don't answer.